Hey guys, it's me, Ian. I'm going to give us all a biology lesson in, these are new fresh pants, so I'm going to try not to get them dirty already. On tree growth and understanding, okay? You know the average branch, or the kinds of branches that we're educated on from years past? And still in a lot of trees, it's a thing that comes true. So there's possibility for it to keep going, right? But anyways, it's branches from a tree that are actually referred to as kind of what I refer to them as cord branch. So in other words, all the way to the center of the tree coming up like that, the branch will have a stem of life coming from that and out the tree, wherever that is, and then it does its thing for freedom. It's like it's being born through all that, and out here is where it's really born. And then the tree continues to grow and consume the small amount of it grows around the branch too. So you get to see some history of the branch really after it had already been penetrated. So, but then there's this other branch. It's referred to as a suckerism branch. There's other kind of dwarf names for, or whatever kind of names they're morphed names, or like they're deformity, and there's somebody behind it, and the somebody behind it leaves us signs, and people just don't know the signs, and I happen to be the one who figured it out and I'm bringing it to the people, and it's all behind the big footprints we find. Some degree, whatever, we're figuring that out. But I'm going to show you a real material subject here that you get to think about and try to process and see if you get what I'm showing you. So here, you get to see some little bit of stuff just out of the earth here in amongst this forest here. You might have already heard a couple little barks around here and stuff, and trust me, you shouldn't hear the, or yeah, we shouldn't. Anyway, so you see that we're already getting our growth here, and it's February. Let's say 13th. No, 14th or 15th. Maybe the 15th, I think, actually. So you see all that growth there. New growth, I'm saying. Come back down here, I'll stay on subject. You see this? This is like if the way suckerism works is if there's a certain way that if the tree gets damaged here, it can just grow a branch. So we're getting a lot of ones that are just suckerism branches, and then you see. So what we're getting to see here is we're getting to see. I'm just going to tell you, you get to see all these displayed marks of theirs. And if you come up to them and stuff, and you start to feel them and stuff, you start to understand on this real young bark here that is smooth as anything, that it's a real act being inflicted on the tree. And then the reason you get to see it around here is because it's not a cord branch. It's a specimen. It ends up being like it's a real branch. Maybe you can cut that branch off and make it into a real tree and stuff. So the biology of a tree is very interesting, how it just becomes its own thing maybe again. But I think a lot of it is I just have a very sore back and I'm grunting through it and not paying attention. So what we're going to see on this very youngness of these ones so you get to see all these little marks and stuff. You get to feel them. This is just all young, new growth. Growing through the winter, no doubt, or might have had a little bit of a pause, but they got it going again. It's all the stimulation of what the bark design will end up becoming. This is probably last year's. Came out last year, so you can see where the bark design went with it. And really, whatever kind of tree this is, who knows. And then if you come down here, like I'm in a type of the trail where nobody comes down and does any pruning or anything around in here, anything. So where am I? So if you come down into there, you get to see where I'm pointing at some cuttings. So those are a sure bet thing. I mean, look at, there's a bunch that are, those might be broken off, but they're probably cut off. They might be broken. Let me see what a break does. I can't break it. Okay, so get all that in behind us if we want to. Don't even have any kind of a zoom on there. So that's Tree Biology 101 that has been neglected to be recognized. The real scientists who tell us how the trees end up getting to look like this, they've shorted us. They do not, they will give us answers how that moss is out there, and they've shorted us. They'll give us answers how this is here, all designed like that, and they short us. They don't even know the true understanding of the spreading of moss. From my understanding, they don't even know it for around the world, the trees. Some scientists are at a level where they think the moss has a genetic imprint into the seeds of the tree. So when this seed ends up way over there where there's no moss, and moss comes to the tree, non-flying moss comes to the tree, they have the answer because they think it's in the seed. That's how our science works. They do a lot of guessing instead of really, let's break this down. Let's live with the trees. Let's understand them. Let me watch it every day grow and grow things, and you'll end up seeing marks and things appearing where they shouldn't appear, and when they shouldn't appear so in that mass, or and no scientist has ever done that, so we can laugh at them. Anyways, gotta have our fun, don't we? What if I go like this, and then I go like this? It's a long view.